You did. Okay. Kind of
Great.
I might just pull that down, it's just not really about to lead in, I think.
90 Sekunden.
Oh ja.
Seid ihr geisteskrank.
James.
Water. Roland, could you tell me 30 more seconds?
Noch 30 Sekunden, 30 seconds please. I could have said that. 30 Sekunden.
Yeah.
Einmal noch hier, Jürgen.
You look at him, no, that's a good point. Yeah, point well made. Well, good. Okay, Roland, go.
So, bitte Platz nehmen. Please take your seats, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, good evening everyone. Just while all the photographers settle down, just quickly run through, for those of you who haven't been to one of our press conferences before, how we tend to do them here in the format that we'll use. As I say, if the photographers could just obviously allow that time to settle. We'll start by taking questions to our first team player, who's James Milner, sat to my right-hand side. The first 5 or 10 minutes of this press conference will be questions to James Milner only. When James is done, he'll go downstairs and start preparing for the training session, and then we'll take questions to our manager, who is, of course, Mr. Klopp. Just to emphasise that again, the first section of questions are all to James, and then, once that's done, we'll start taking questions to Jürgen. If you could identify yourself, I mean, it's an extremely busy room, if you could identify yourself, and we'll get round as many of you as we possibly can, and if you could shout the question as loudly as possible so they can hear it on the top table, that would be very, very helpful. A reminder again, our training session is 7 p.m. local time, and you're invited for the first 15 minutes of it. And we'll kick off with questions. Vinny O'Connor from Sky Sports in the UK. Vinny, I think you're going to have to wait for the microphone to come. Yes, gentleman there, waving his hand. And Vinny, a reminder, if you could wait for translation once James has answered, that'd be great.
James, you may have noticed there's a bit of attention on the manager this afternoon. How does that affect you as players, but also have you noticed it affecting the boss at all?
Makes it very easy for us, all the attention's on him, and we can just worry about playing football.
Roland?
So in terms of winning football matches then, would this competition, winning this competition, make the season a success?
I'd have thought so, yeah. It's obviously a great competition to be in. All the teams left in it deserve to be here, the top teams. It's not an easy competition to win. And, you know, it's another chance at silverware for us. So to win it, you're going to have to beat the best teams. And obviously Dortmund are definitely one of those. And we know we can beat anyone on our day as well. So as long as we perform to our abilities, it should be a really good tie. And hopefully we can progress and get a bit more silverware at the football club.
Karl Markham, Press Association.
James, you obviously beat United in the last round, but how big a challenge do you see this game?
Yeah, like I said before, everyone deserves to be here, and it's only top teams left, so we knew whatever they draw, it'd be a difficult game. You know, they've got a lot of good players, a lot of good individuals, but as a team, they're very strong, they know how they're playing. So we have to be on our game, but we're prepared well. A couple more training sessions before the game and meetings, so we feel prepared already, and we've still got a lot of preparation to go on. We'll go into that game, everybody knowing what they need to do, and like I said, we're going to have to be on the top of our game, but we've shown already this season that we can beat anyone as long as we perform, and hopefully we can bring our best football to these two games.
Okay, David Maddock, Daily Mirror.
James, you spent most of your recent career playing in the Champions League, so how does this compare, and can it compare, or is it a question of you still wanting to take the team into the Champions League?
Yeah, I think you know, it's two top teams with great European history, I think, and so I think if you put this tie in the Champions League, it wouldn't look out of place. But both tournaments are big chances to win a European trophy, you know, and it's a massive achievement to win any trophy, and to win either of the European ones would be great. Obviously, Liverpool has a history of that. it's obviously where we want to be ultimately in the Champions League, but you know, that's another pathway for us if we manage to win this competition as well. But I think first things first, it's very important for Liverpool to be in Europe, and obviously with the history of the club and the hunger of all the players and the staff at the club, we came to this club to win trophies and be involved in big games, and this is definitely a big game, and like I say, that hunger's there to go on and win trophies.
Okay, Roland, I'm going to take a couple more for James from the UK press. If you'd like to ask the German media if they have any questions for James, if they could indicate, because these will be the last few questions.
So, die letzten paar Fragen, also kommen von englischen Journalisten. Wenn deutschen Kollegen Fragen haben, bitte melden Sie sich.
Chris.
James, what's your take on the away goal? Do you think you have to score tomorrow night, or would 0-0 be a good result if it ended up that way?
I don't think we have to score, obviously, but I think an away goal is always important and helps. Obviously, 0-0 would be a good result as well, but I think if we can score, that's obviously puts you in a strong position for the second game. But you know, they're a top team. We'll go out there trying to win the game. That's the way we play and the way we want to play. We'll be positive and try to stop them playing and try get that away goal. But ultimately, we're going out to win the game.
Okay, just before we allow James to go, any questions from the German media or the local media for James, or can we allow him to go and prepare for his training session?
Noch Fragen?
Brilliant. Thanks, James. Thank you. Cheers. There we go. Okay, Vinny, I'll come to you in a second, but for questions to Mr. Klopp, I think we've agreed prior to this, hopefully, that questions asked in German will be answered in German by the Liverpool manager. Questions asked in English will be answered in English, and Roland will have the glorious task of translating both answers, I think so. We're going to kick off with the gentleman at the back of the room in the blue jumper. Yes, sir. Oh, he's waiting for the microphone.
Ja, letzte Woche gab es ja die Aussage, dass Marcel Schmelzer die größte Entwicklung genommen hätte.
Last week was talk of the development of Marcel Schmelzer and the role of Mkhitaryan here at Dortmund. Do you see any other? How do you see Dortmund and their players?
So, ich denke, das ist ein Zeichen, dass der Übersetzer fragt, wer der erste Spieler war, weil das ist genau das, wo ich zum Ausdruck bringe, dass nämlich über Marcel überraschend wenig gesprochen wird bei der fantastischen Saison, die er eben auch spielt. Alles andere ist ja offensichtlich und wird häufig genug besprochen. Ja, wie man immer im Fußball dagegen vorgeht, was so mit uns hier hinstellen und sagen, so, also wir haben niemanden, der im 1 gegen 1 gegen Hendrik Mkhitaryan spielen kann, oder haben niemanden, der Aubameyang halten kann oder sonst was. So funktioniert es ja nicht. Dortmund muss das Spiel entwickeln, muss das Spiel aufbauen, haben da eine ganz haben einen richtig guten Rhythmus entwickelt und haben das eine relativ coole Spielweise, um ehrlich zu sein, entwickelt, und dementsprechend ist das
obviously Marcel's made a great progress, great development in his time, as a large number of the players have here at Dortmund. I don't think you make one-to-one comparisons. I think both sides, Dortmund and Liverpool, it'll be up to them to build up play tomorrow, develop a good rhythm. I think Dortmund have done that recently, and they've got a cool way of playing. But that's quite normal in football, that things are different. They have a different approach to positioning, but are courageous going forward and aggressive. So it won't be easy. If it was easy, then one or two other teams might have discovered that earlier on. But we're well prepared, and I want to see that we perform tomorrow night.
Okay. Our friend with the radio at the back.
Michaels vom WDR Radiosport. Jürgen, in der
last week wasn't exactly clear what the response and what would happen today on your return.
Ist jetzt alles gut. Ja, wir waren ein bisschen zu früh da, weil die B1 nicht zu war. Und ich konnte die 20 Minuten Zeit nutzen, um mich sehr nett zu unterhalten. Und das ist das Einzige, was ich gesagt habe, was für mich ein bisschen stressig werden könnte, wenn ich viele Leute treffe, mit denen ich gerne unterhalten würde und gar keine Sekunde Zeit dafür habe. Das ist ein bisschen doof. Wie für jeden anderen Menschen das auch doof wäre. Aber wenn wir morgen kommen, dann ist es nur noch
we were lucky to get here a bit early, so that gave me 20 minutes or so to catch up with some old friends. And of course, there are a lot of people I know here. I think it would have been a bit daft not to have that chance. Of course, tomorrow's different. Tomorrow's the game. We'll come here focused on that and make our way straight to the dressing room. So tomorrow's about football, but today perhaps was a chance to have some private time.
Okay, gentleman who's just grabbing the microphone there.
Yeah, obviously from your time here at Dortmund, you'll know the strengths and weaknesses of almost all of the players. Does that knowledge give you a specific advantage tomorrow?
Ja, aber es ist ja so, dass ich praktisch, also wenn wir jetzt darüber sprechen, ja trotzdem eigentlich fast alle Spieler kenne. Also das jetzt ja alle, die gewechselt wurden, rein oder raus. Ich glaube, außer Weigl, Castro, würde ich ja dann eigentlich alle auch mal auf dem Trainingsplatz gesehen haben. Also, aber das ist jetzt, ich empfehle das nicht als wahnsinnigen Vorteil, weil ich jetzt nicht vorhabe, meinen Spielern so ein Buch über jeden einzelnen Spieler von Borussia Dortmund in die Hand zu geben und zu sagen, übrigens, wenn der auf dich zukommt, ist die Wahrscheinlichkeit relativ groß, dass er links vorbeigeht. Können allerdings auch sein, dass er rechts vorbeigeht. Wenn das nicht passiert, spielen die durch die Beine. So, also das halte ich jetzt nicht für wahnsinnig zielführend und dementsprechend haben wir uns mit der Spielweise natürlich befasst. Und das ist, das ist eine Entwicklung von Borussia Dortmund, die wirklich einfach gut anzusehen ist, keine Frage. Aber ein bisschen nicht hierher fahren, wenn ich jetzt sagen würde, das ist so gut, dass ich echt denke, wir sollten morgen nicht antreten. So, wir haben schon den Eindruck, dass wir da in verschiedenen Momenten eben auch unsere Möglichkeiten bekommen werden. Und tatsächlich, es klingt ja irgendwie komisch. Ich weiß, ich hab gesagt, Borussia Dortmund ist ein Favorit. Ich denke, hier im Raum ist nicht ein einziger, der das anders sieht. Aber wenn man es dann ausspricht, dann wird es irgendwie so ein bisschen dargestellt, also wie kommt dann darauf? Es ist einfach so, sie spielen die bessere Saison, die stabilere Saison. Sie können noch Deutscher Meister werden, das sind ja alles Fakten. Und können DFB-Pokal gewinnen, können den UEFA Cup gewinnen, also können sozusagen ein historisches Triple rein theoretisch gewinnen. Und das ist alles möglich. Aber wir spielen nur in der Europa League gegen sie und dementsprechend haben wir jetzt vor, da morgen doch auch ein Wörtchen mitzureden. Ganz normal.
Well, it's true. I know all the players except for Castro.
Weigl.
And Weigl. But that's not really, I don't think, a crucial factor. My players have not come here. They're not expecting me to give them a detailed breakdown on every single Dortmund player and whether they turn to the left or the right.
Or through the middle.
Or through the middle. So we're obviously we've looked at the way that Dortmund play, looked at their game, and we've seen that they're developing, they play attractive football. But we haven't travelled here, my players haven't travelled here in hope, without any hope that we'll get a result tomorrow. Obviously, I think there'll be moments in the game tomorrow when we get our chances, and those will come. So I think of everybody we've said that Borussia Dortmund are favourites in this competition. I don't think there's anybody that really disagrees with that, and that's understandable given that they're having a great season, potentially German champions, potentially cup winners and Europa League, so they could make an historic treble. But this tomorrow is the Europa League, and that's what we're concerned with.
Okay, yes, gentleman here.
Jürgen, Sie haben eine ganz spezielle Beziehung zu Borussia Dortmund. Wenn hier Eckspieler hinkommen und machen ein Tor, dann jubeln die oft verhalten. Wenn morgen ein Tor fällt für Dortmund, wird es für Sie schwierig oder wie werden Sie sich dort im Jubel verhalten? Oder spielen Sie gleich auf 0-0?
Und was mache ich dann, wenn wir dann aus Versehen doch ein Tor schießen? So, ich habe noch nie in meinem Leben geplant, wie ich juble, werde das morgen auch nicht tun, aber wenn es im Spiel ein wichtiger Moment ist, dann könnte es passieren, dass ich ganz normal juble. Das ist sogar eher wahrscheinlich. Also ich denke, es wurden ein Haufen Sachen gesagt im Vorfeld dieses Spiels. Aki hat uns so ein bisschen Verhaltenskodex mitgegeben. Wäre ganz cool, wenn ein paar Leute, die ich nicht begrüßen darf, morgen vorm Spiel irgendein Schild tragen würden, dass sie nicht anschließend Probleme bekommen. Ich habe Also ich fand es einfacher, das zu sagen. Also tatsächlich, das sind alles Freunde von mir und dass ich sie trotzdem schlagen will, steht völlig außer Frage. Also, aber kein Problem. Ich werde der Situation angemessen jubeln, wie ich es immer getan habe. Und das darf auch jeder andere im Stadion tun.
Jürgen, you have a special relationship with Borussia Dortmund, and tomorrow's game, if Borussia score, will be difficult for you. Will you celebrate?
Liverpool. When Borussia score, I will not celebrate for sure.
If Liverpool score, or is 0-0, the desired result? Well, you talk about celebration. I never plan if I'm going to celebrate. Obviously, it could be that happens in the game. I mean, a lot's been said about this match ahead of it, and I think there's a couple of people probably would not like to face tomorrow. But it's easy for me. I've just got friends here. Everybody is my friend. So that's how we'll go into the game tomorrow.
Okay, gentleman at the back.
Ja, ich bin vom japanischen Sender Fuji TV. Ich habe eine Frage zu Shinji Kagawa. Wenn Sie von dem, was Sie bisher von ihm gesehen haben, vergleichen mit der Zeit, wo Sie ihn noch trainiert haben, in welchen Bereichen können Sie sagen, hat er sich denn verbessert oder weiterentwickelt? Danke.
So, jemand vom polnischen Fernsehen, da können wir noch über Lukas Piszczek sprechen oder von Gabun, AD Gabun oder sowas, so alles da. Jo, Shinji ist nach wie vor ein toller Spieler in einem fantastischen Kader, macht noch nicht alle Spiele, aber ich denke, er ist wieder der Spieler, der er war, bevor er uns 2012 verlassen hat. So. Super Antwort, Wenn es Japan wird brüllen.
The question, obviously, Shinji Kagawa's playing. What's your assessment? Do you think he's improved, his development's come on? Well, we could have a question from Polish TV about Piszczek. Obviously, Shinji's a great player and a great squad. It's obviously left in 2012.
Okay. Vinny, for a few questions in English.
Jürgen, how do you think you will feel tomorrow when you step out there? And what kind of reaction are you expecting?
I expect absolutely nothing. It's not that I... So what I heard, what the people wrote and in the forums or things like this, it's it's a real fight. And I'm a little bit... how can I say? I'm a little bit disappointed that we have to speak about this. It's absolutely normal. I had said goodbye 9 months ago. I come back. So, and during the game, everything is absolutely normal. So I think we have nobody give to advice. I don't have to say, you have to celebrate when I come in. I don't want it. I never wanted it, so I don't need it. So during the game, nobody has to think about how I could feel when they, I don't know, score a goal or things. That's the sport. We love it because of this. We always played in the beginning of our lives. We always played against our best friends, and we always wanted to beat them. That's how it was, and so it's absolutely no problem. So, and I don't think about my situation, not 1 second. How you most of the time see, I'm not really good prepared in most of the moments. So I start thinking when I have the problem, not 1 year before, and that's the situation. So I prepare my team. That's why I'm here on a place I had a wonderful time. That's how it is. But it's better to be here than, I don't know, North Korea or something. So so I feel pretty good, and it's a big game, and yeah, and my team is involved. That's cool.
Roland?
Also, was sind eigentlich die Gefühle morgen bei dem Spiel? Was wird erwartet? Also nichts unbedingt. Also was Leute haben viel geschrieben, aber ich denke, das wird morgen ein richtiger Kampf. Es ist vielleicht eine Enttäuschung, dass es nicht so wie normal läuft, aber ich bin vor 9 Monaten weg. Jetzt bin ich wieder da für das Spiel. Während des Spiels werde ich nur daran denken, also nicht an sonst an nichts anderes. Und dafür ist der Sport. Also wir wollen auch als Jungs haben wir das immer Freunde besiegen. Und das ist das bei diesem Spiel auch. Also ich konfrontiere keine Probleme ein Jahr bevor die ankommen. Also das ist auch hier nicht anders. Ich habe meine Mannschaft vorbereitet. Es ist natürlich wunderbar hier zu spielen, aber das liegt dann morgen auf unserer Leistung und nichts anderes.
Vinny again.
Jürgen, whoever goes through over the two legs is being touted as favourites for the trophy. Does that sum up the size of this tie, the enormity of the task as well that you face?
Sorry, I didn't understand the beginning of the question.
It's being touted that if you go through or if Borussia Dortmund go through, they will be seen as favourites to win the Europa League. I mean, is that something you go along with, and does it sum up the size of this tie?
Okay, so I don't think that we are favourite of winning the title in this moment. But if we beat Borussia Dortmund, then we won against the strongest team in the competition, and then maybe we become something like a favourite. But that depends to who are the other teams. They are still in the competition then. So I don't think in these categories. It's not that it's important for tomorrow. I said Borussia Dortmund is in a better moment in the season, but we had a lot of good moments in our season, but we didn't get all the benefit from it especially in the table. So, but you who follow our way now for a few months, you know that we had a few really good moments, and if we have a good moment tomorrow night, it's a real challenge for both teams. If we are not good tomorrow, then it will be easy for Borussia Dortmund. But why should I think about this? And why should I think about the next round? So there's nothing. We have the highest mountain to climb with Borussia Dortmund, but it's possible. It's absolutely possible. That's all we need. And so let's play football and talk about afterwards. If maybe, who will know what happens then? But it's really, it's a real challenge, but hopefully for both sides.
Okay. The final question from Vinny, and then we're going to take one from the lady there, and that will be us. So, Vinny.
Finally, Jürgen, as you mentioned the league form, what difference can this competition make to the season, do you feel, just with that prize of Champions League football, should you win it?
I didn't mention the league form in a negative way. I said that we have a few results. They didn't help us too much to climb in the table. That's how it is. So we have not a different form in the European League and in the Premier League. So, but it's the truth, or part of the truth, that until now we didn't lose a game in the European League, and we had. Of course, Borussia Dortmund played last round against Tottenham, not too easy. Porto, not too easy. But we had Augsburg, and everybody saw this game, that it's not too easy to play against them. And at Man United, it's one of the biggest games with the biggest pressure in England. So we are prepared for this game, and that's all what you have to know. So you need a little bit of luck. So how I heard Borussia Dortmund yesterday morning, trained with the full squad. Only Neven Subotic is out, but he didn't play too often. So Ilkay Gündogan back, Mats Hummels back, Sokratis back. Not only back, they rested at the weekend. So nobody in my squad really rested at the weekend. So they had to play, and we have to play on Sunday against Stoke. And it's all about the moment. So, and we need to use the moment tomorrow night, and there will be a few moments, and everybody. That's the only if there's one little advantage for us, then that everybody here knows that the way of Borussia Dortmund started a few years ago with beating favorites. That's part of the truth too. So it's not important to sit here and to know about you have the better team or something like this. It's not. It's football. So a lot of things can happen, and especially in the stadium. And so we have to really do our best. We have to play absolute top level football. Only then we have a chance. But if we are good as we can be, then it's a tight match, and that's what we want to have.
Final question for our training session from one of our hosts.
Ja, Herr Klopp, Sie sagten ja gerade, Sie möchten so ein bisschen mehr über Fußball sprechen. Ich muss leider ganz kurz einmal reingrätschen. Und zwar ist es so, dass es einfach viele Menschen gibt, die Sie vermissen hier. Und wir waren so frei von Sat.1 und haben uns in Ihrer Nachbarschaft umgehört und für Sie einen kleinen Präsentkorb zusammengestellt aus Ihrer Nachbarschaft, wo Sie gerne einkaufen gewesen sind. Wenn Sie möchten.
Da freuen sich aber alle Kollegen hier.
Wenn Sie möchten, dann würde ich Ihnen den im Anschluss auch gerne überreichen. Oder?
Ja, hängt davon ab, was drin ist, um ehrlich zu sein. Ja. Meine Nachbarschaft. Cool.
Ja.
Gut.
So the question is, fertig.
Ja, ich habe nichts zu sagen.
The question is, many people in here miss you an awful lot, and in your neighbourhood they've had a collection they'd like to give you a gift. What would you say? Well, it rather depends what it is, and does everybody here really like me? So I think that's cool.
Ja, Weltklasse. So, danke.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Roland.